Hello everyone, it is me again, and I filmed last week. I just didn't like any of it. And you know, I'm not gonna put videos up where I am not feeling it, because who wants to watch videos like that? But I'm feeling it today. It is Monday, May 25th, I think. Yes, Monday, May 25th. It is 6:58 a.m. I'm off today, thankfully, for Memorial Day. So I slept in a little bit. Usually I try to wake up about the same time, and I tried today. It just wasn't happening. So I slept a little bit today, and then I woke up, made myself some tea, checked all my social medias, that kind of thing, and now I'm ready to get to work on Stoneborn. I am, if you follow me on Instagram, I am really close. I am on the epilogue. It's a long epilogue, so it feels weird calling it one when it's more just a long chapter. But I'm on the epilogue. I am on page 384 of 390. It's technically 7 pages, even though, I don't know, the math is always funny, but I counted it's 7 pages. But the 7th page only has like a paragraph, so I'm saying it's closer to 6 pages, so I'm excited. I can do that today for sure. I'm standing because I have not shown my new desk in a video yet, and I feel really guilty, so I was gonna stand so that I can give you the full effect. If you follow me on Instagram, you have seen my desk, because it's so much easier for a lazy piece of shit like me to take a picture and put it on Instagram versus filming something, so. But yeah, so let's take a gander at my desk. Let me just spin my chair a little bit so it's out of the way. Okay. So, like I said, it's an L-shaped desk, and I am very happy with it. I built it all by myself. My boyfriend, he kept offering, I just kept turning him down. And it's a little weird because I'm used to sitting facing that window, but that part of the desk is very narrow, and I have more room on this side, so I switched over, and so far I'm enjoying it. The only thing that I might have a problem with is that this desk is a lot taller than my other one, and so using the keyboard kind of hurts my arms, so I've taken to using my USB keyboard and putting it in my lap, and that's a little easier. I am either going to get a keyboard tray to attach to this desk, or I'm just going to get a taller chair. Either way, I have plans. But yeah, so Monday I am off. I do wish I hadn't slept as much as I did, but you know, I never get the chance to, even on weekends. It's hard for me to sleep in, so I kind of just took advantage of me being tired and I slept. And my hair, as per usual, just looks bad. I just threw it up, but my bangs are in the way. But yeah, so I am getting ready to work. I also, I know I said I wasn't going to order my new MacBook until I was finished, but then I was like, April, you idiot. If you want to be able to work on the 3rd draft on your new MacBook, you're going to have it in time. So last Friday, I went online and I put it on my credit card and I ordered it. And it says it'll have an estimated delivery date of between June 2nd and June 9th. So I I'm finishing this draft today. If I don't, I literally don't deserve to call myself a writer. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm finishing this draft today. It's the 25th. So let's say my MacBook comes on June 3rd. That gives me a nice little week-ish, you know, a little over a week to kind of take a break so that when I come back to it for the 3rd draft, my eyes are really fresh. I feel like that's a pretty good plan, to just take a break until the new laptop comes in and then get started. I did order also, same order, I had to order one of these USB-Cs to USB adapters because the new MacBook Air only has the USB-C, and my camera, which is funny because that's the exact example they use on the box, my camera requires USB to plug in or else I wouldn't be able to transfer my footage. Also, this keyboard and my mouse set, they are USB, so when I want to use them, I will need a USB. So I ordered this as well. And this came I want to say it came on Saturday when I ordered it on Friday. Yeah, I think that's what happened. So if that's any indication, I'm very optimistic about when the laptop will get here. I feel like it's going to say it's shipped and I'll probably have it the very next day. So I'm just waiting for that shipped email. But yeah, so I have this and I don't have my computer. So that's kind of funny to me. Also, if you follow me on Instagram, I started making candles. I'm excited. I've only made 2 so far, but I thought it would be really cool to make candles for my characters, if that makes sense, for when book 3 comes out, just to have a little goodie. I fully intend, I would love to have some kind of launch party or release party, kind of rent a venue. I know my library here, you can rent, you know, a big room. And I just thought it would be really cool to do like a little release party and sell copies, get signed, you know, I mean, sell copies that they then get signed. It wouldn't be like a big event, it would just mostly probably be like friends, family, and the people I work with, hopefully. But I thought it would be cool to have kind of goodies to give away with the books, or, you know, for an added price. I don't know, because they're small candles, 4 ounces. But so I've been like kind of brainstorming what each character would smell like, and I'm actually really excited because I got the rest of my scents yesterday. I ordered a bunch of oils, and I was smelling all of them, and I thought I knew what I wanted some characters to smell like, but then I would smell something and I'm like, okay, no, this is this character. So I'm kind of excited. I did a little test run, I guess you could say. I just wanted to see, okay, is candle making as hard as, you know, people have told me? It's kind of not, but I also don't want to say that and jinx myself. But I made just 2 little 4-ounce peach scented candles. I used soy wax and I just had some peach fragrance oil. It smelled like peach soda. It was delicious. I didn't drink it. It smelled delicious. But I made those and they turned out really well. I haven't burned them yet because the internet says when you use soy wax, your candle has to cure for a long time, which is basically just not burning it for a long time. I think the shortest amount of time they said was like 24 to 48 hours. But that the best time for a soy wax to cure is like over a week. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but I made them on Saturday and I have not burned them yet, so maybe I'll burn one today and hold off on the other one and see if if I notice a difference. I don't know. Apparently it's just to imbue the scent more, I think. I don't know. Either way, it's exciting. I like knowing that I can do it, and the worst part was waiting for the wax to cool to a pourable temperature, because you have to get it up high enough when you add the fragrance that the fragrance kind of mixes well, but then you have to get it low enough that it is safe to pour, because if you pour it while it's too hot, it results in like bumpy wax, it's ugly, it's not good. So that was the most difficult part. You know, it is what it is. So yeah, I've rambled long enough. I am going to get to writing. I'm probably going to turn this main light off and just go by the very slow daylight because it just looks better with my Christmas lights. So yeah, I'm going to turn off that light and get started. And is there anything else I have to say? I'm just ready to get this draft finished. I have a new idea I really, really, really want to work on, and I know I say that all the time. You know, Project Elfblood was at the forefront of my mind for the longest time, but I came up with another idea, and it's kind of like there's a Western aesthetic and Western themes to it, but it's more of like a dystopian kind of futuristic world that just has reverted to a Western kind of feel. The only thing, like, it's not a real genre, I wish it was. The only things I can really think of would be like Stephen King's Dark Tower series, which I'm still in the process of reading. Fallout New Vegas has a very Western feel to it, and it's in the future, in our world in the future, and that's probably what mine is going to be like. Or even, it's been a while since I've seen this, the movie Priest, where Paul Bettany played a priest who were like vampire killers. That was very science fiction-y, urban fantasy with strong Western theme. That's probably close to it, although there's no vampires in mine. But I have an idea. It's going to be, I have a short story that I have completely in my head planned out. Like I have a beginning, middle, and end. And I'm very excited to write that short story because I have never had an idea where everything is already there. Like in my head, I have the full plot of this short story. But much like The Gunslinger by Stephen King, it would be a short story that could then lead into a bigger universe, a bigger series. So I'm just really excited to get to that. I weirdly would be another lesbian romance. It's very strange to me. If you don't know, I am pansexual. I like, you know, people of all genders. And I've been pansexual since high school. I've always liked other genders, but for some reason until now, I've never tried my hand at writing lesbian stories. I had one short story where there was this kind of hinting, but nothing ever came from it. But lately, it's like every new idea I get is just like straight up lesbian, and I am here for it. So this would be lesbian, and I am in love with my characters already. My two main characters will be named Ursula and Cricket. Cricket's not her real name, but I just thought it was a cute nickname, and it's just, I'm very excited. I am very, very excited. Ursula is going to be kind of this tough past criminal. I've created this kind of class of people who, a way to serve out criminal sentences is they become kind of bounty hunters / legal assassins, if that makes sense. It makes sense on paper. In all my notes I've scribbled, it makes a lot of sense. And she's one of them, and she's super cool and super hot, and she basically falls for a sheltered farm girl, and I'm very excited to do this. It's really just been the only thing I can think about lately, so I want to get this finished, and at the very least I want to write out the plot outline of this short story. If not, start the story itself, so I'm very excited to try that. So yeah, I'm going to get started so that I can hopefully get to this outline as soon as possible. But I'm also not going to rush this epilogue, because this epilogue is very important because it ties up all the loose ends in Shiloh's life, and that's why it's so long, and I'm a little frustrated with how long it is because epilogues aren't supposed to be 11, 12 pages long, but I need to tie everything up and put a nice little bow on it, and I'm also trying to kind of hint at future stuff in this universe. I am also trying to cut things that are unnecessary, so this chapter has kind of been, this epilogue has kind of been difficult for me, and I'm not going to rush it because it needs tender love and care, so yeah. But yeah, so I'm going to turn this light off, and I'm going to get started on writing. My boyfriend's messy ass side of the office. He's lucky I love him. Okay, so, I'm stopping because I need more tea, because I only have a little and it's cold now. But, I got to page 387, so 3 pages. Yes, I had to count on my fingers. I have written so far 1,804 words, and it's a little difficult, this chapter, but I think I'm doing it. I think I'm getting there. I'm really happy with what I've done so far, because my problem is I have these 2 characters, right? Secondary characters, but they mean a lot to me because they were fun and they're close to my main character. And I want to kind of hint at these 2 characters becoming close. These 2 characters, I want to write about them because I just think they're cute together. But my problem is, in the original epilogue, I was kind of like hitting you over the head with, look, these characters are cute together, they're gonna get together, you like them, don't you? Like, and it was bad, it was uncomfortable. So I think the reason I've been kind of waffling on writing this epilogue is because I kind of didn't want to get to that point, because it was not so much embarrassing, but I was reading it like, this is just in your face, this is awful, I hate this. See, my problem is I love to ship. I love to ship. My favorite part about fandom when I wrote fanfiction was just shipping all of my favorite characters within reason. They had to have chemistry before I shipped them, There was no like, oh my god, what was that crack pairing from Harry Potter like years and years ago? It was like the giant squid and something else, and that was like the definition of crack pairing in the fandom. It became like a running joke. But they do have to have chemistry in the fandom before I ship them. In my original stories, that has not changed. I still just want to ship everyone. So my problem is that I'm kind of making it too obvious. And it's almost like, let's say this was a book series that gained a fandom, which will never happen, but let's say it did. You know, it's up to the fans to choose who they want to ship. It's not up to me to throw in their faces, like, you better ship these characters. Aren't they cute? So my problem was just being way too obvious. So I dialed it down a little bit. There's still a line I could cut in the next draft. I'll see how it feels when I read it with my fresh eyes. But I'm way happier with how I handled their interaction this time around. I feel a lot better. And these next couple of pages are fine. I don't think I have many notes on them because it ended up being a really good ending. Not to sound arrogant, a really good ending for this story, you know, for my skills. Yeah, apart from like just cutting like a word here and there, fixing punctuation, I don't have any real notes on these last couple of pages, so it shouldn't take me that long to write this because I'm not going to be like agonizing over poor decisions I made while writing the first draft. I'm almost sad now that I'm like reaching the end though. Like I've been obviously working on this since February, I think. Been working on it since... Okay, I started in March, it looks like. I started my rewrite March 4th, and obviously the goal is to finish. Obviously, you know, I have wanted to finish this whole time, especially now that I've gotten so close to the end. It's been like a desperate, I need to finish, I need to finish. But now that I'm getting there, I'm kind of sad. But I'm also kind of excited to, you know, take my break, get a fresh perspective, and come back to it and see how much better it was than it was the first time around. And it was my favorite to write, and I've always held it in kind of... I've held it in a better light than the others, so when I came back to it to read it this time around, I enjoyed it a lot. But knowing all that I've changed and all that I've made better, I am very excited to read it again, because if I already liked it that much, I'm gonna like it that much more. I don't know, it's weird, but I'm excited, and I'm just really happy with what I'm doing. It kind of sucks that this is the third book, and it sucks that the third book is the best book in the series, because if people don't like the first book, or if they get to the second book and don't like it, they're not going to continue to the third book. So it's like, you guys are missing out on the best book. But at the same time, I'm at least happy with it, and the few readers that I have hopefully will be happy with it as well. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I'm happy that I was able to do this in the month of May. Like, I really, like, what's the word? I like buckled down, you know? I did it. I did over 100 pages. It's not even the end of May yet. It's only the 25th, and I'm gonna finish this today, and that's really exciting. And the more I think about it, the more excited I am to have to wait for my new computer, because that gives me time to play around with other ideas, get that out of my system, and then when the new computer comes in, it's like, okay, buckle down again, it's time to get to work. And I think I'll feel better going in because I'll have had that break to work on other creative ideas. Whereas, you know, if I didn't plan to get a new computer, I would finish this draft today and probably allow myself a couple of days before I jumped right into the third draft, which A, isn't healthy, and B, isn't like conducive, I guess, to good editing. I feel like for me personally, I do need that break because I need that time to kind of forget everything new that I've done and come back and rediscover it. And that is one good thing about how long this is. Like, we are currently sitting at 178,490 words for this draft, but that's kind of good because I already forget what some of the earlier chapters look like, so, you know. I do plan, my next draft is definitely, the goal is going to be to cut words, because it's a monstrosity. It is way too long. I felt better when I looked up the word count in Twilight novels, particularly Breaking Dawn, but unfortunately, this is not Twilight. I do not have an established fan base the way Twilight did when Breaking Dawn came out. So, you know, some people might not want to read a painfully long book like this, but it's okay because I had to tell this story. This story is told. But yeah, I have rambled way too long. I'm going to go get some more tea. I really want an iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts because their butter pecan flavor is back. I really want one. I really want one so bad. But I don't feel like going anywhere. and dealing with traffic, and it's Memorial Day, and so if I'm off work, I know a lot of other people are probably off work. But I can't justify like door dashing a single iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. But I really want an iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. So I got iced coffee because I didn't want tea anymore, and it might not be butter pecan flavored, but it was free because it was in my fridge. The only thing that sucks now is I have to make more. And yeah, I did just have to show off my Baby Yoda cup because he's the cutest and it has my name. And that's the most amazing thing ever. I love being an adult. I can buy whatever I want. So I finished, yay! Let it be known on May 25th at 9 a.m. I finished the second draft of Stoneborn, and I'm very excited. And yeah, I'm very excited. I have written today a grand total of 3,034 words, and my total for the manuscript is 179,721 words. And I actually did cut a little bit from the epilogue, like a useless conversation that felt really corny. I didn't like my ending line like I thought I did, so that I had to kind of work on. But I think I was able to turn it around and come up with something that I did like. So yeah, I am happy. I finished the second draft. Yay! And now I can kind of just close it and come back to it. And because when I do my third draft, I will be doing all of that in the document. Like, I'm not going to reprint and then rewrite, you know, brand new again. Yeah, it's only 9 a.m. and I finished and I'm excited. And that means that, I guess after I edit this footage, that should come first, priority. And then I can work on the outline for my short story. I'm calling it the Trapper story for now because this class of people that are these bounty hunters slash legal assassins, for now they are called Trappers. I may come up with a different name. I'm just not good at naming things. So it's just for now the Trapper story about Ursula the Trapper. Yes. And the farm girl she eventually falls in love with. So I'm really excited. I'm going to plot out that short story for fun. And I'm probably going to catch up on YouTube videos while I do that. But first things first, I'm going to get this footage edited and put it to a vlog and upload it so I can share with y'all that I finished this draft. It's exciting. It's very exciting. And I can't wait, actually. Weirdly enough, I can't wait to start the third draft. I really want my laptop to come soon. Although I'm feeling really attached to my current MacBook. This is a MacBook Pro I got in 2013, I believe. I saved up like crazy for this. Like, when I saw how much I spent on the MacBook Air I ordered, it was about the same that I spent on this when I bought this from Best Buy back then. And I'm working a much better job now, so when I think about how much I had to save to get this, I feel very attached to this computer. So I'm getting very emotional and sentimental about this MacBook. But it's gonna go to a good home because I promised it to my brother. He doesn't have a computer at the moment. He does all of his stuff like on his phone. And he's not a big Apple person. He's just not a big Apple person, but I'm consistently always telling him how great this computer is. So he said he's not going to turn down a free computer even though he's not an Apple person. So I'm kind of hoping that when he gets it and sees how awesome it is, that Apple's not the devil like some people like to believe it is. You know, iPhones, they're okay, but when it comes to computers, I feel like Apple really does make some good products. So it will have a good home. I'm going to remove all my stickers and clean it up, wipe it, and give it to him. And yeah, so it feels really good to have accomplished all that I have writing-wise, because it got to a point where I wrote a first draft of this vampire hunter young adult story, and I've been planning to rework that into a new, better story. I just haven't gotten around to it. And I finished that, and I was really happy, really excited about it. And I was going to rework it right then and there, but I just couldn't. And I fell into this hole where I didn't write for at least a year, if not more. I wanted to write. I would open up a Word document. I had all these ideas, but every time I started writing, I just hated it. It made me feel awful, and I didn't continue, and this slump lasted a long, long time. Sorry, my jaw is clicking. I can hear it, and it's driving me bananas. But this slump lasted forever, and then I found these notes that I had written a long time ago for a story about gargoyles, and the initial notes, the story was much, much different. There was like a love triangle, and just way more characters, but I found these notes and I thought, I have something here, and so I reworked them as much as I could. My main character stayed the same, but pretty much everything else was updated and changed. And the fact that I have finished the second draft of the third one, and the first two are already out, and published and, in the world, it's really a big accomplishment for me. And my whole life I have struggled finishing my stories. I love to start stories, and I love to not finish them, apparently. So it just really feels good to be where I am. Of course, I wish I was traditionally published. I wish I had an agent. I wish I was making a living off of this writing, but I can still find pride in what I've done so far. And it just feels really good, and I really plan to have the final finished copy, I guess, of Stoneborn out and published by December of this year. And it will feel really good. Let's see, I have a little note here. I started this series on May 10th of 2017. So it's 2020. So this month I've been working on this series for only 3 years, which is kind of impressive, if I can say so myself. And it's funny, I wrote both the first and the second in 2017, and the third one was written in 2018. And I think the reason that worked out so well for me is because I wrote it back to back. Like after I finished book 1, I didn't stop to edit it. I wrote book 1, waited a week, I wrote book 2, waited a little while, wrote book 3, and then I went all the way back to the beginning. And I think that's what worked for me, because I was really scared with my penchant for starting things and never finishing them. I was really scared that I would write book 1 and then go back and edit and, make it really good and all that fun stuff, and then I would just never write book 2. So I said, you know what, while I have this steam and while I have this story fresh in my mind, I'm gonna write the whole damn thing. And it really worked for me, and I recommend that method if you are like me and are worried about running out of steam and not finishing things. I recommend writing the whole series at once. But yeah, so I rambled a long time, but I just feel so good. I feel so happy. I feel great. I feel alive. And that's the feeling. Like, that is the feeling that you want as a writer, because it really does feel overwhelming sometimes that writing is my second job that I don't even really get paid for. Like, I don't even want to tell you how much I make in royalties, because I've spent more getting character art than I have made in royalties since my book was released. And so it's embarrassing, and I'm humiliated in some way, and it's depressing when you have to balance that with a full-time job where you're out of the house 10 hours a day. It gets really hard, and I don't want to say I almost come to resent writing, but it just gets very difficult. So moments like this where I just feel so good and I feel happy and alive and just grateful and proud. I don't know, this is the kind of stuff you live for, So yeah, I'm going to end it here before I say more stupid stuff. So I am done. I finished the second draft. I have to keep saying it because it's that exciting for me. But yeah, I finished the second draft. And I'm going to get off of here. And I will try not to wait so long to film a new vlog. It's just like I said, I wasn't going to put out a vlog where I was just boring and, I don't know, low energy. I want to put out vlogs that are enjoyable to watch. So hopefully this was enjoyable to watch. I'm sure my next vlog will be about my trapper story and how that's coming. Maybe I'll do a little how I outline a short story type vlog. And then I'll probably post an unboxing of my computer because I'm a sap and I'm really excited to get my new MacBook. And yeah, so yeah, I hope you liked this, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All that fun stuff. Let me know down below how your writing is going, or you know, how your life is going. Are you an Apple fan? Do you think Apple is the devil like my brother does? Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk at you all later. Thank you so much for watching.